Hi girls, Mr. Gilmore here again. Today we'll be continuing on with our growth in our knowledge about algebra, reviewing over algebra, and again I'm going to be going through this fairly quickly. So, as always, please feel free to contact me if there is something you're struggling with. The idea here is that I go through these quickly. If there's something that's a problem, I can give a supplemental video or I can talk with you. I can email back and forth with you. Okay. So goals today is just to review over expanding brackets. So now we're going to be expanding brackets where there's two brackets. So when we've got two values in brackets like that, two expressions, as well as solving linear equations. So again, nothing that will be completely throwing you. As I have said, we are flying through this material with the intention that we are giving ourselves enough time to kind of check on our level of knowledge, check and make sure that we actually get each and every step. So we're still in that chapter 2 of our book, and we're just reviewing over this to make sure that we're fully comfortable with it. Okay. So expanding brackets, expanding something like this. Now, you girls will probably have been taught multiple different approaches to this. I'm just going to teach the one. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little kind of, we need to multiply all the values by each other, okay? So we've got two values here, we've got two values here. So we multiply our 3x by the 4x and the 3x by the 3. We multiply the 2 by the 4x and the 2 by the 3. And you'll see a little kind of happy face there, which is generally how I like to teach it, and it is my preferred method. So we will go with that for now. If you do use a different method, that is perfectly fine. Just as always, show me your workings. I will happily assist you in any other way. Okay, so 3x multiplied by 4x, so 3x multiplied by 4x plus 3x, so 3x multiplied by 4x, 3x multiplied by 3, plus 2 multiplied by 4x, plus 2 multiplied by 3. Okay, I'm just going to have to use a second line here just because we are limited in space. And we're going to keep scrolling down. Okay, so 3x by 4x, that is, of course, 12x squared. 3x by 3, that's a 9x, plus 2 by 4x, that's going to be an 8x, plus 2 by 3, that's going to be 6. And then finally, we're going to add like terms. X squared isn't a like term to any of these, so it's on its own, okay? That's on its own. 6 is not like any other term. It doesn't have any variables, but 7x and 8x, they do have the same variable. So these are like terms, so we can add those together. And we'll get 17x plus 6. Okay, so we've solved our first question. Now, our next one's going to be a little bit tougher. I'm actually going to just drag it over a little bit just so that we've got space to do it in. And we will continue on with this second value. Sorry, that's a mistake that regularly happens with me in terms of just forcing it to zoom. There we go. So again, we are doing 2x by 3x, 2x by minus 3. We've got minus 2 by 3x and minus 2 by minus 3. Remember, this is a negative number. This is a positive number, so you need to keep an eye on this, okay? So I'm just going to draw a little line along here just to indicate, okay, these are separate, okay? So 2x by 3x, 2x multiplied by 3x, 2x by minus 3, so plus 2x by minus 3. You'll see in a few seconds why I'm so adamant about keeping those minuses in there. Minus 2 by minus 3, so plus minus 2 by 3, plus 3x, and then minus 2 by minus 3, so plus minus 2 by minus 3. Okay, so 2x by 3x, that'll just be 6x squared. And then 2x by minus 3, that's going to be minus 6x. Minus 2 by 3x, that's going to be minus 6x again. And minus 2 by minus 3, that'll be 6. Okay? Now, grouping those together, the x's go together. The x squared will stay by itself. And the constant, the value without the variable, will stay by itself. So, what do we do next? Well, we put the x's together. So we've got 6x squared minus 6x minus 6x. So that's going to be minus 12x plus 6. Fantastic. We've got those solved. I might suggest just sitting down, writing those down, those examples. I'll give you a second. You might even want to pause this video for a second. Okay. Now, the other thing I said we would review over would be, of course, linear equations. As always, girls, if we are having trouble, it is crucial you let me know, because it will affect how I teach the next class. I think a lot of you are kind of like going, oh, well, the deadline isn't until 2 days. I do give you a 2-day deadline. Don't abuse it. If you do abuse it, I'll just have to start changing it over to a 1-day deadline. Because it is important that you girls get the opportunity to give me feedback before, if I'm 4 videos down the line and you're still not giving me material back, well, I have to start acting like, well, you're not doing the work, right? So let's have a look at these questions here. So x minus 2 equals 5. So we're saying that some number minus 2 equals 5. So we can say, okay, that's the same statement as x equals 5 plus 2. Now, some of you will know that as you add 2 to each side, they cancel each other out. Or some of you will know, move it over, change the sign. Obviously, it's a little bit too late in the day to be teaching you a new way of looking at it. But either way, you should end up with the same value on the opposite side with the opposite sign. Okay, so if it's moved over to the opposite side, it has the opposite sign. So x equals 7. So that one's fairly simple. Let's look at something a little bit tougher. Actually, not that much tougher, I don't think. So again, we can go 3x, and we want to get the variables onto one side, the constants onto the other. So we're going to try to bring that 1 over to this side. We either take away 1 from both sides, or we move the 1 and change the sign. Again, I don't mind which way, just so long as you understand what's going on. And we end up with 7 minus 1. That becomes 6. So 3x equals 6. So what we can say is if 3 boxes is equal to, if 3 packets of sweets is equal to €6, it makes sense that each packet of sweets is equal to €2. So we're dividing both sides of the equation by 3, aren't we? So we're dividing this side by 3, we're dividing this side by 3. 3x divided by 3 is x. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Now, one last idea for you girls, and then I will just give you guys your homework. We are going to look at 7x minus 3 equals 2x plus 22. So we want to have the variables on one side, the constants on the other. So we want to get this 2x over to this side. We want to get this 3 minus 3 over to this side, okay? So we subtract 2x from both sides, but 7x minus 2x, and it cancels it out on this side. Minus 3 equals 22, so 5x minus 3 equals 22. Great. And now we want to bring that 3 over. We're still trying to bring that minus 3 over, so we add 3 to both sides, or we move the 3 over, and we change the sign, and we get 22 plus 3. So from now on, I'm just going to say we add 3 to both sides, or we subtract 3 from both sides. Again, it's the same logic, but I just want to keep to the correct terminology, okay? So 5x equals 25. So we divide both sides by 5, so 5x, so actually I'm just going to write that in. Divide both sides by 5. 5x divided by 5, that's x. 25 divided by 5, that's 5. So we've got x equals 5. Fantastic. Okay, girls, let's throw some homework up here. Okay, so in your textbook, in Tests and Tests, on page 28, can you girls give a try at question 16, 19, 22, and 25? And then similarly on page 31, can you girls do questions 5, 8, 11, 14, and 17? Okay, let's give this a try as your work. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'll more than happily help you out. Thank you, girls, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.